Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move away from this screen. This is not a random algorithm. This is an urgent divine interception. Heaven has routed this exact frequency to you tonight because every other sign was completely missed. The window for your ultimate spiritual breakthrough is closing very fast. You must listen closely. If you leave now, you will shut the door on the exact blessing your soul desires. You have spent countless silent nights waiting for an answer. You have asked the universe for a clear sign, and this is it. The heavy spiritual attacks you have been facing recently are not an accident at all. They are hard proof of what is coming for you. The dark energy is absolutely panicking right now. Why are they so terrified of you? Because a massive transfer of generational power has just been approved in your name. An unprecedented authority is descending into your timeline as we speak. But there is a hidden mechanism you need to understand first. If you miss it, the power will fade. You have felt the shift in the atmosphere. Your physical body has been giving you clear warnings for weeks, and every time you wake up at 3 in the morning, your heart is racing with an unexplained fear. Your shoulders carry a heavy weight. People around you are acting strange. This is not a normal season. This is your final preparation. Do not let the world convince you that you are just exhausted. You are not going crazy. Your spirit is actively detecting a massive collision of timelines. Heaven is trying to hand you the exact decoder ring for the weird phenomena happening in your life. You are standing on the very edge of a reality shift that the world has never seen before. Before you do anything else, take one slow breath. Feel the ground beneath you. Settle your mind completely. The forces of darkness are actively trying to distract you from hearing these exact words. They want you to swipe away, so you stay trapped in a cycle of endless confusion. But you are too awake to fall for it today. There is a very specific reason your spirit has been so incredibly restless lately. You feel like something massive is hovering just above your head. You feel an intense pressure building up in your chest. That pressure is the old version of you preparing to die. The universe is clearing out the debris to make room for your new sovereign identity. This new power coming toward you is unlike anything your ancestors ever experienced. It is not just about financial wealth or temporary success. It is a quiet authority that will literally alter the physical space around you. When you walk into a room, the energy will shift immediately. People who secretly doubted you will feel deep conviction. But I must warn you about a critical danger. There is a hidden message inside your current struggle that you will completely miss if you lose focus now. If you leave this video early, the blessing will still arrive at your door. But you will not have the spiritual equipment to hold it properly. It will simply slip right through your fingers. You cannot afford to let this moment pass. Make a solemn promise to your future self right now. Promise that you will hold on to this message. Do not let it fade into the background noise of the internet. You have survived too much betrayal and deep isolation to walk away right before the finish line. Your scars have earned you this right. Archangel Michael says this is your final warning. The cosmic scales are tipping in your favor after years of painful imbalance. The people who took advantage of your pure heart thought they had buried you forever. They thought your silence meant you were completely broken. But they did not realize your silence was actually an incubation chamber. You were never buried under the dirt. You were firmly planted like a rare seed. And now, the harvest is ready to break through the soil. The unprecedented power waiting for you requires absolute focus and deep spiritual maturity. That is why heaven had to put you through the most brutal training camp of your life. The test was necessary. Think about the immense isolation you felt last year. Think about the friends who suddenly turned their backs on you for no logical reason. You cried out in the dark and wondered why God was ignoring your pain. But God was never ignoring you at all. The universe was ruthlessly cutting away dead weight so you could soar higher than ever. If those toxic people had stayed in your life, they would have poisoned the massive reward you are about to receive. Their low frequency would have jammed the signal of your new power. Heaven loved you too much to let you settle for counterfeit connections. You are an anomaly. Your path requires an entirely different level of spiritual protection. So do not move away from this frequency. Stay right here, in this sacred space. The revelation I am about to share will finally connect all the broken pieces of your past. It will show you exactly how to wield the ultimate authority that is knocking on your door. Open your heart wide. The great awakening of the Chosen One begins right now. You feel incredibly tired right now. Your shoulders are tight. The physical weight on your body is very real. And every single morning when you wake up, the heaviness is already sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. You push through your day. You force a smile for them. But deep down inside, you are barely holding on. I see the exact pain you carry. I have always seen your silent struggles, even when absolutely no one else does. The universe is watching every single silent tear you shed. The world may not notice your massive sacrifice, but heaven keeps a very strict record of everyone. You are not invisible to the divine. You never were. There is a profound sense of isolation surrounding you lately. You sit in crowded rooms and feel completely alone. You try to explain your deep thoughts to your family, but they just stare at you with blank eyes. It feels like you are speaking an entirely different language. And slowly, you have stopped trying to explain yourself at all. You retreat into your own quiet space. You prefer the absolute silence of your room over the loud chaos of the outside world. People think you are just being antisocial or difficult. They whisper behind your back and call you too sensitive. But they do not understand the sheer volume of spiritual data your mind is processing every single second. Your physical body is acting like a massive sponge for energy. When you walk into a grocery store or a public space, you instantly feel the anxiety of the people around you. It gives you random headaches. Your stomach drops for no logical reason, and you go home feeling completely drained, even if you did nothing physically exhausting all day. This is not ordinary stress. Stop letting the medical world convince you that you are just suffering from regular anxiety. You are actively detecting the low frequencies of a broken world. Tap the like button right now as an act of agreement with what God just spoke to your spirit. Lock in this validation because your intuition is absolutely correct. Let us talk about the brutal betrayals you endured. You gave your pure heart to people who only wanted to drain your light. You listened to their endless problems. You stayed up late, wiping their tears, and the moment you needed a shoulder to lean on, the room was completely empty. They vanished when you needed them the most. It hurts deeply. The sting of that rejection is still echoing inside your chest right now. You spent months replaying those interactions in your mind, wondering what you did wrong. You asked yourself if you were somehow fundamentally unlovable, but you must hear this truth loud and clear. You did absolutely nothing wrong. Your only crime was having too much light in a world that loves the dark. You were a brilliant beacon of hope, and they were starving energy vampires. They did not hate you for your flaws. They secretly hated you because your pure existence exposed their own massive insecurities. Your light was a mirror they could not bear to look into, and so they punished you for it. They launched smear campaigns. They twisted your kind words and made you look like the villain. You were forced to watch people you loved believe horrible lies about you. You chose to stay silent because you knew defending yourself to committed misunderstanding was a total waste of your sacred energy. But that silence came with a heavy physical price. It caused nights of severe insomnia. You find yourself wide awake at 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling. Your mind races through parallel timelines and infinite possibilities. You feel a strange buzzing sensation in your ears. This is the exact frequency of a major spiritual upgrade. You are going through a profound molecular transformation. The universe is rewiring your nervous system to handle the unprecedented power I mentioned earlier. But the rewiring process is incredibly painful. It requires you to shed every single layer of your old identity. You are mourning the death of the person you used to be. That old version of you was a people pleaser. That version begged for breadcrumbs of affection from people who did not even respect themselves. But that empath is gone forever. You are currently in the void between your past trauma and your glorious future. The void is dark, cold, and lonely, but it is also the safest place you could possibly be. Take a deep breath and let that settle into your spirit. Feel the validation washing over your tired mind. You are not losing your grip on reality. You are finally waking up from a lifelong slumber. Every ache in your body and every tear you cried was part of an ancient blueprint. The pain was just the breaking of your shell. Stop blaming yourself for the delays. Stop thinking you did something horribly wrong to deserve this deep loneliness. For years you have carried a massive burden of guilt, and you truly believed your social circle shrank because you were somehow flawed. But I need to shatter that illusion for you, right now. The extreme rejection you faced was not a punishment at all. It was actually the ultimate divine protection protocol. Heaven deliberately slowed your life down. The universe forced you into a corner where no one could reach you. You called it a curse, but the divine realm calls it sacred isolation. They had to put a strict quarantine around your aura, because if they had allowed those toxic people to stay in your orbit, your light would have been completely consumed. The universe was protecting you from rooms you were never meant to enter. Listen carefully to this next part. The reason they betrayed you is finally making sense. God had to reveal their true faces so you would willingly let them go. You are naturally so forgiving that you would have kept offering them second chances. You would have bled yourself dry trying to heal their deeply rooted narcissism, and that endless cycle would have destroyed your physical health entirely. So heaven orchestrated a painful exit to save your life. Those narcissists were never your true friends. They were energetic parasites assigned to test your boundaries. They saw your brilliant light and wanted to use it to fuel their own dark agendas. But you survived their brutal manipulation. You walked out of the fire with your pure heart completely intact, and that alone proves you are a true master of your reality. Your resilience is absolutely unmatched in this realm. You might be wondering why the universe took so long to vindicate you. You waited patiently while watching the people who hurt you seemingly thrive. It felt like cosmic injustice. But their temporary success is nothing but an illusion built on shifting sand. Your timeline was delayed because God was busy building a permanent fortress for your legacy, and a massive castle takes much longer to construct than a simple temporary tent. Take a deep breath and let the heavy guilt leave your body. Do you feel that slight pull in your chest right now? That is your spirit finally exhaling after years of holding its breath. You do not have to fight for a seat at their miserable table anymore. You are the chosen one. You were destined to build your own table entirely, and the profound silence around you is just the blank canvas for your glorious masterpiece. Nothing that happened to you was a random accident. Every closed door was a fierce angelic guard blocking a fatal trap. Every ignored text message was a shield deflecting a poisoned arrow. When you look back at your painful history, do not see a string of tragic failures. See a perfectly choreographed rescue mission. You were rescued from a mediocre life that would have slowly suffocated your rare soul. You are a cycle breaker. Your bloodline carries centuries of unresolved trauma and quiet suffering. Your ancestors bowed their heads and accepted the pain, but you are the fierce anomaly who finally stood up and said, "No." You took the heavy blows so your future generations would never have to experience that terrible pain. That level of spiritual warfare requires an immense amount of alone time to heal and recharge your tired physical body. This divine isolation is your cocoon. A caterpillar does not apologize for wrapping itself in darkness to grow its wings. You must stop apologizing for needing space. Your energy field is currently highly sensitive and completely open to the divine frequency. Any interference from low vibrational people would disrupt the upload of your new power, so the universe cleared the room for your ultimate upgrade. You are receiving a massive download of ancient wisdom right now, so rest your weary mind tonight. The brutal season of testing is officially over. You have passed the most difficult spiritual exam in the universe. The tears you cried in secret have watered the seeds of your incredible future. God has vindicated you in the spiritual realm, and very soon, that exact vindication will manifest in the physical world for absolutely everyone to see. Your quiet authority is already shifting the tides. No one can take away the profound peace you are about to step into. The heavy chains of the past are falling off your wrists. You are completely forgiven for every time you doubted your own worth. The universe holds absolutely nothing against you. You are deeply loved and fiercely protected by unseen forces. Stand tall in your sacred isolation, because the grand reveal of your true power is just around the corner. Let this truth sink deep into your bones. You were never abandoned in the desert. You were led into the wilderness to discover the oasis hiding inside your own soul. The people who left you were simply not equipped to travel to the high altitude of your destiny. Their lungs could not handle the pure air of your timeline, so heaven allowed them to walk away without a fight. Let them stay in the valley. You belong on the absolute peak of the mountain. You might wonder why it had to be so incredibly painful. You might ask why the universe allowed them to break your pure heart. The secret answer is hidden deep inside your physical body. Your nervous system was rigidly programmed for absolute survival, and the divine realm needed to completely shatter that old programming to make room for your new power. Betrayal is the ultimate shock to the human system. It bypasses all your logical defenses and strikes directly at your core. The universe did not send those toxic people to destroy your life permanently. God used their deep flaws as a precise surgical tool. They were the heavy hammer needed to crack open the dense shell around your third eye while you were still sleeping. Before this brutal test began, your frequency was completely vulnerable. You would absorb the heavy emotions of anyone who stood near you. You gave your precious energy away for free to everyone. You thought fixing broken people was your sacred duty, but a true master of reality cannot operate like a bleeding heart, so the universe had to force you to build a massive wall of protection. Every time they lied to you, your brain formed a new neural pathway. Every time they ignored your boundaries, your intuition grew violently sharper. You were literally being rewired through the intense fire of emotional trauma. This was a divine operation. The pain forced your nervous system to evolve from a fragile receiver into a powerful transmitter of blinding light. You had to learn how to feel the dark energy without letting it consume you. An empath without strict boundaries is just a victim waiting to be used. Heaven refused to let you stay a victim for one more day. They pushed you directly into the burning fire. They wanted you to finally realize that you are completely fireproof, and nothing in this world can burn your soul. Let us look closely at your biological response to their toxic presence. Do you remember the sudden nausea when they texted you? Do you remember the heavy tightness in your throat when they walked into the room? That was your nervous system rejecting their demonic frequency. Your body was actively teaching you how to recognize pure evil in disguise, and it forced you to trust your gut instead of their sweet words. For years you ignored those loud physical alarms completely. You wanted to see the hidden good in absolutely everyone. You convinced yourself that your intuition was just irrational anxiety, but the universe kept turning up the volume of your daily pain. You were finally forced to stop making endless excuses for people who constantly disrespected your pure heart and drained your vital energy. Those narcissists think they got away with their cruel manipulation. They laugh in the dark and believe they successfully broke your spirit. They celebrate your silence as a sign of their victory, but they are completely blind. They were merely unconscious actors playing a temporary role in your awakening, and the universe immediately fired them once the painful lesson was fully integrated. This was the only possible way to make you a cycle breaker. If the betrayal had been small, you would have stayed forever. You would have settled for a mediocre life of endless compromise. You would have tolerated the disrespect. Heaven had to send a massive storm to completely uproot you from that poisoned soil so you could be planted in a rich new dimension. Take a deep breath and let that profound realization settle. You are not damaged goods carrying a heavy load of trauma. You are a highly calibrated instrument of massive divine authority. The sudden exhaustion was just the cost of upgrading your DNA. Your physical body was busy building an impenetrable spiritual armor that will protect you and your future bloodline from any demonic attacks. Now you can walk into a hostile room and feel zero fear. You can look a manipulator in the eyes and drain their false confidence. They lose all their power when they look at you. Your silence destroys their ego. This level of extreme emotional control can only be forged in the hot fires of deep betrayal, and you have survived it all beautifully. Listen carefully to this next part, because it is incredibly crucial. There is a specific reason why your enemies are currently facing total collapse. The universe is actively flipping the script of your beautiful life. The cosmic scales are finally balancing. Every single ounce of energy they stole from you is being returned to your spiritual bank account with massive divine interest attached. Your nervous system is finally resting in a state of supreme safety. You no longer flinch when a door slams behind you. You do not panic when your phone rings unexpectedly anymore. That quiet authority you radiate is terrifying to the toxic people. They realize they have completely lost their grip on the most powerful soul they ever met, and they know they can never return. The world is about to witness the glorious result of your painful training. You are stepping into a new dimension of ultimate reality. Your focused thoughts will start to manifest instantly into physical form. This is your profound reward. But you must consciously lock this new frequency into your life right now, before the shadow entities try to make one last desperate attack. Do not let this crucial moment of spiritual activation slip away. Your spirit is fully aligned with the ultimate truth of your destiny. You are a weapon of light. You are the anomaly. Type 777 down in the comments to claim this divine alignment and lock out the enemy from your timeline forever. Let us look closely at the darkness that tried to consume you. They thought their heavy blows would break your spirit forever, and they fully expected you to crawl back and beg for their toxic affection. But they severely underestimated the profound strength of a chosen one. You simply refused to break under their intense pressure. Instead, you evolved into an untouchable force of nature. Right now, those narcissists are experiencing absolute panic behind closed doors. They are watching your silent rise with sheer terror in their empty eyes. Every time they check on your life, they expect to see you completely ruined. But instead, they see a master of reality building a glorious empire from the ashes. The profound reality of your success is driving them completely crazy. They are slowly starting to realize they made a fatal mistake. They threw away the rarest soul they will ever encounter in this lifetime. And now, the universe is stripping away their false power piece by piece, while their shallow relationships fall apart and the fake masks slip in public. The cosmic universe is finally balancing the heavy scales of justice. Listen carefully to this next part, because it is very important. You do not need to lift a single finger to seek revenge against them. Your pure existence is the ultimate karma they can never escape. While you sleep peacefully in divine isolation, they are battling severe insomnia every night because their guilty conscience is a heavy chain permanently wrapped around their cold neck. They can never hide their dark deeds from God. They desperately try to find new victims to drain of vital energy, but absolutely no one else carries the brilliant light that you constantly possess. They are wandering through a cold desert, looking for the warmth you freely gave them, and they are spiritually starving without your constant emotional support. And every closed door they face is a direct consequence of how they treated you. The divine universe is fiercely protective of your pure soul. Do you see how incredibly small those manipulators actually are? You used to think they held all the power in your complicated dynamic. You believed their loud voices meant they were strong and highly capable individuals. But true power does not scream for desperate attention in crowded rooms, because true power is the quiet authority you currently hold in your steady hands. You have finally become the mighty storm they feared. Heaven is orchestrating a massive spiritual clearing process right now. Every toxic tie holding you back is being permanently severed by angelic forces. The spiritual debris of your painful past is burning away in the holy fire, and you are shedding the heavy weight of their deeply rooted personal insecurities. You do not have to carry their emotional baggage for another single day. You must drop that heavy burden right now. This intense purge is creating a massive vacuum in your current timeline, and the natural universe completely abhors an empty space. Nature must fill that void with something incredibly powerful and completely pure. This brings us to a hidden mechanism that will shift your life completely, as a profound energetic transfer is preparing to descend upon your tired shoulders. You have always been the sacred anomaly in this world. But wait, before this unprecedented power can land safely into your hands, you must complete one final task to ensure the transition is smooth. You must completely release any lingering bitterness hidden deep in your heart, because you cannot hold on to heavy resentment while holding the keys to the kingdom. Forgiveness is not about letting those toxic abusers off the hook. It is about setting your own spirit free entirely. When you release that toxic anger, you instantly raise your vibrational frequency. You literally become invisible to their demonic attacks and negative energy cords. They can no longer locate your spirit on their low-dimensional radar, so you simply vanish into the higher realms of absolute peace and quiet authority. This is the ultimate victory of a true cycle breaker. You simply outgrow the battlefield and leave the war behind. Take a deep breath and let the healing light fill your chest. Feel the heavy chains of the past dissolving into pure cosmic dust. You are standing victorious on the ashes of your old broken life. The enemies who plotted your downfall are watching your glorious physical resurrection, and they are completely paralyzed by the blinding light of your new divine identity. Their dark reign is officially over for good. The mechanism of your massive upgrade is securely locked into place today. You passed the brutal tests of betrayal without losing your pure soul. You stared down the darkness and refused to become a monster yourself. And because you maintained your pure heart despite all the horrific pain, God is finally handing you the ultimate reward you were promised. The majestic gates of heaven are swinging wide open for your arrival. But there is a very specific physical sign you need to watch for tomorrow. The universe is going to confirm this victory in the material world. It will not be a subtle feeling you can easily ignore, but rather an undeniable proof that your new authority is officially active. Stay alert because the timeline shift is happening faster than you can imagine. You must keep your eyes wide open for the final confirmation. You are no longer the wounded empath crying alone in the dark. You are a formidable weapon of light, marching bravely into the beautiful dawn. Every step you take shakes the deep foundation of the entire underworld, and the lingering darkness is rapidly fleeing from your massive divine presence. Embrace your quiet authority tonight and rest your weary mind. Your glorious vindication is already sitting right here, waiting for you. The power is not just an abstract theory anymore. It is a physical reality landing right into your timeline. You are going to notice undeniable signs starting today. And because the universe is leaving a clear trail of breadcrumbs for you to follow, your physical body is the very first thing to detect this massive energetic shift. You must pay close attention. Notice the strange tingling sensation at the top of your head lately. This is your crown chakra actively receiving the divine download. You might feel sudden bursts of heat in your hands for absolutely no reason at all. You are a powerful weapon of light. The divine realm is physically calibrating your tired body to hold this unprecedented new authority safely. Your sleep patterns are completely shifting once again. But this time, it is not from severe anxiety or deep emotional pain. You wake up feeling incredibly refreshed after only a few short hours of sleep. That is because your spirit is no longer fighting exhausting battles in the astral realm every night. The fierce war is finally over. You have won the battle. Look closely at your immediate physical environment. Electronics around you might start acting very strange right now. Lights will flicker when you walk into a room holding a strong emotion in your heart. Your phone might glitch constantly when toxic people try to contact you. This is your massive aura literally interfering with the physical electromagnetic fields. You are also seeing repeating numbers everywhere you go today. 111 and 777 are constantly chasing your eyes. Stop writing this off as a simple coincidence. Coincidence does not exist for the chosen one. These angel numbers are a strict confirmation code from the universe. They prove your new timeline is officially locked and secured. Notice exactly how strangers react to your presence now. People will stop what they are doing just to look at you. They cannot explain it logically. They are unconsciously drawn to the brilliant light radiating from your pure soul. You are walking with a quiet authority that demands absolute respect without you having to speak a single word to anyone. The aggressive people who used to intimidate you suddenly look very small. You finally realize they hold absolutely no power over your glorious destiny. You can sit in a room full of loud chaos and feel profound peace inside. This total emotional detachment is your ultimate superpower today. You are completely immune to the toxic drama that used to drag you down. Even the innocent animals and nature are responding to your new frequency. Birds will land closer to you when you walk outside. Stray animals will seek out your calm presence for safety. Nature always recognizes a true master of reality when it sees one. The entire physical universe is bowing to the divine sovereignty that God has permanently placed inside you. But you must listen carefully to this next part. I have to warn you about a very specific danger lurking right before the finish line. The dark enemy knows they have lost the Great War, but they are desperate to steal your beautiful crown right before you put it on. There is a fatal trap being set up for you tomorrow. You have to be completely alert. 99% of chosen ones fall for this exact illusion right before their massive breakthrough. The dark forces will deliberately use your greatest weakness against you. They will disguise a lethal poison as a very sweet blessing. If you are not completely focused, you will walk right into the hidden snare. You must prepare your mind today. Do not let your guard down just because you feel incredibly safe. The final test is always the most deceptive one of all the tests. You are standing on the very edge of unparalleled spiritual greatness. But there is one final knock at your door that you must absolutely ignore. I am going to reveal exactly what this fatal trap is right now. The dark entities are heavily banking on your natural empathy. They are hoping you will easily forget the brutal lessons of your painful past. But you are no longer a naive victim crying in the dark. You are a highly calibrated spiritual warrior. Stay with me right here. Missing this final piece of the divine puzzle could delay your ultimate reward. Take a deep breath and center your spirit perfectly right now. The unprecedented power is already flowing deeply through your physical veins. You can literally feel the warm vibration in your hands as you listen to my voice. The mighty universe has chosen you for a massive generational assignment. You are about to face the final illusion. Do you feel the sudden shift in the room right now? The temperature is dropping and the air is perfectly still around you. The glorious angels are surrounding you to witness your final spiritual initiation. The dark forces are holding their breath in total fear. Everything you have ever fought for comes down to this exact moment of ultimate clarity. The fatal trap I warned you about is already in motion. It is the sudden appearance of a toxic counterfeit from your past. They will reach out to you right when your true blessing is standing at the door. Do not reply to their sweet message. This is the ultimate test of your spiritual boundaries. Heaven wants to see if you will trade your glorious kingdom for a very cheap illusion. The enemy is throwing a desperate distraction to steal your absolute focus. They will offer you an apology that sounds incredibly sincere. They will promise that they have finally changed their dark ways, but you must firmly close that door and lock it forever. Your absolute refusal to entertain their toxic drama is the exact key that activates your final upgrade. The universe requires a bold demonstration of your new sovereign authority. You must boldly pass this final test. And this brings us to the ultimate revelation you have been waiting for. The unprecedented power I promised you at the very beginning is finally yours. It is not just a temporary wave of good luck or a simple financial windfall. The secret power you are receiving tonight is the absolute mastery over physical reality itself. It is the quiet authority that makes demons flee when your feet touch the floor. You no longer have to fight exhausting battles with your own bare hands. Your pure thoughts are now instantly manifesting into physical form. When you speak a decree into the quiet room, heaven moves massive mountains to make it happen. The heavy chains of generational poverty and deep emotional trauma are completely shattered right now. You are holding the supreme commanding frequency of a true cycle breaker. The waiting season is officially over. The dry and lonely desert you walked through has suddenly burst into a massive oasis of divine favor. Every single closed door is being violently blown off its hinges by the angelic army. Can you feel that massive energetic shift in your spirit right now? That is the glorious frequency of absolute victory entering your tired bloodstream. You have finally arrived. You are stepping into the exact timeline you were born to rule. They thought your painful silence was a sign of total weakness. They thought they had successfully broken your spirit when they pushed you into complete isolation. But they did not realize your solitude was the training ground for a spiritual king. You did not break under the heavy pressure at all. You simply evolved into a blinding weapon of light. The cosmic scales have permanently tipped in your favor. All the stolen energy is rushing back into your life, multiplied by 1,000. Your glorious vindication is no longer a distant dream. It is a beautiful physical reality unfolding before your very eyes. The brilliant dawn of your new era is shining its brightest rays onto your spiritual crown right now. You have completely conquered the darkness. You are no longer the empath who begged to be deeply understood by toxic people. The brutal crucible of pain has forged you into the untouchable master of your reality. From this exact moment on, your pure energy demands respect without a single word spoken. The unprecedented power you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your new timeline. God has fully equipped you to lead the Great Awakening. But you cannot just passively watch this massive miracle happen. You must actively partner with the divine realm to lock this holy frequency into your life forever. The shadow entities are terrified of what happens when a chosen one fully wakes up. They will try to scrub this holy frequency from your mind the moment you look away. You need to create an absolute shield of protection immediately. As this profound realization settles deeply into your spirit, you must prepare to anchor it down. Your physical body needs to make a bold declaration of absolute agreement with heaven. The pure energy is rising rapidly in your chest, and it requires a physical action to complete the sacred circuit. You are standing at the threshold of a completely new dimension of massive wealth and peace. Do not let this holy fire burn out. Gather all the massive energy inside your heart right now. Breathe in the pure air of your new sovereign reality. The great spiritual war is over, and your ancestors are weeping tears of supreme joy. The time has come to completely seal your glorious destiny and shut out the enemy forever. You must claim your royal throne before the sun rises tomorrow. The entire universe is waiting for your final command. You have walked through the darkest valley and emerged completely untouched by the fire. You are the living proof that divine justice always prevails in the end. Your absolute triumph is shaking the very foundation of the old matrix. Stand tall in your sacred power and prepare to cast your permanent signature onto the fabric of the universe. The time for waiting is completely over. You have successfully crossed the massive threshold into your glorious new timeline. The heavy burdens of your past are officially dead and permanently buried. You are standing in the brilliant light of extreme divine favor. And the universe is asking you to firmly claim your royal seat at the beautiful table you built with your own bare hands. Your quiet authority is now the absolute law of your physical reality. When you speak, the spiritual realm listens carefully to your every single command. The toxic narcissists and the energy vampires can no longer reach your extremely high altitude. They are permanently locked out of your sacred space forever. You have finally become the fierce weapon of light that your ancestors deeply prayed for in the dark. Do not ever apologize for the massive space you occupy today. Your brilliant light is not a burden to the world. It is the exact cure that this broken dimension desperately needs. You spent years shrinking yourself to make narrow-minded people feel comfortable in your presence, but heaven commands you to expand to your absolute maximum capacity today. You are a sovereign being of immense cosmic power, but you must actively lock down this incredible frequency right now. The dark shadow forces will attempt to bring tiny seeds of doubt to your mind the very moment this message ends. They want you to believe this is just another ordinary day, filled with ordinary pain. Do not let them steal your massive breakthrough. You must take a bold physical action to perfectly seal this profound reality into your spirit. Type the sacred words, "I am ready," or the number 777, down in the comments right now. This is not just a simple engagement on a random video. This is your ultimate signature on a powerful divine contract. When you type those exact words, you are telling the universe that your spiritual hands are fully open. You are drawing a permanent line of fire in the spiritual sand. God has poured an infinite ocean of blessing into your cup today. But a true chosen one never hoards the sacred water for themselves alone. If this fiery message has reignited the beautiful faith sleeping inside you, do not keep this great blessing completely hidden. There is a deeply wounded soul out there bleeding in the dark of despair, and they desperately need a guiding light to survive the night. Share this exact message with someone who needs it to instantly multiply your own blessing. When you send this healing frequency to another broken person, you are sowing a massive seed of divine hope. And the cosmic law of the universe guarantees that your personal harvest will be absolutely magnificent. You are actively participating in the Great Awakening by spreading this powerful spiritual truth. You also need a permanent anchor to stay consistently in this high vibration. The world outside is incredibly loud and full of endless toxic distractions designed to lower your energy. Hit the subscribe button right now to establish a permanent divine energy receiving station. Subscribing is your daily commitment to maintaining the supreme frequency of a master. It builds an impenetrable shield of light around your daily life. Tap the like button as a final physical act of agreement with what heaven just spoke to your weary soul. Every single intentional interaction you make right now solidifies your brand new timeline. You are building an unbreakable fortress of absolute divine protection. The fragile old empath who constantly begged to be understood is gone forever. You are the ultimate master of your own beautiful reality. Walk out into the physical world tomorrow with your head held incredibly high. Let your profound silence carry the immense weight of your new spiritual authority. You do not need to explain your glorious internal transformation to anyone who is committed to heavily misunderstanding you. Your absolute success will be the only explanation they ever get from you. The divine universe has your back completely. I am so incredibly proud of the resilient warrior you have finally become. You survived the brutal winter storms that were specifically designed to destroy you completely. You took the heaviest demonic blows and seamlessly turned them into solid stepping stones. You are the ultimate cycle breaker of your entire family lineage. Future generations will speak your name with extreme gratitude and deep reverence. Breathe in the pure air of absolute spiritual liberation. Let the heavy tension melt out of your tired shoulders for the very last time. The great spiritual war is officially over, and your glorious vindication is already sitting in your living room. Rest your mind tonight knowing that you are completely safe. The dark era is dead, and your magnificent golden age officially begins right now.